Great rising. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are. Don't I sound like Mr. Robinson? I'm not trying to. Um, Happy Sunday. Trazana Staples here. Uh, I'm trying to untangle this mobile. I bought this in South Africa when I was there in 2015 from a street vendor. It doesn't look, uh it's a custom made bead mobile. And these are supposed to be birds. Forward thinking, not knowing that I was going to have a stroke. Is the message for today. Phoenix Rising. So this is my Phoenix Rising mobile. Um I unpacked it yesterday. Almost forgot about it, but I'm going to hang it up today outside to remind myself who and what I am. So before I do it, let me give you the reminders. September 5th is the last, September 5th before 3 p.m. Eastern Time is the last time you can submit your entries for the fundraiser sponsored by Wired Out, Wired Up and Stoned Out. $5 or $10 entries. The information will be at the top or the bottom of the video. And I want to thank the creatress and owner of Wired Up and Stoned Out for her. This is the second time she's done a fundraiser for our benefit, and I can't thank her enough. And I can't thank people who have already purchased interest in purchased their entries enough, because every little bit helps, every little bit counts. And if you don't want to be a part of the fundraiser, the raffle, you can always go to TrazanaStaples.com and donate. Um, we have already done so much with what we have. Um, so this next step is to get the 501c3. So I thank everyone from the bottom of my heart who believes in the mission and the vision. I just want to help other stroke survivors because I didn't know. I'm not saying it wasn't there, but I didn't know when I had my stroke, um, of what wasn't available to help me get better outside of the medical insurance. And everybody doesn't have a good medical insurance plan. After 6 months, no more physical therapies. So I had to find out things and do things on my own. And because I literally lost every material thing I had, um, I had to figure it out. I mean, it was because of the love of family and friends that I was able to make it through. And I'm still soaring, so I want to help others soar. With that being said, the message for today: why do I call myself a phoenix rising? Well, when I was in the hospital, the rehabilitation hospital, we have, basic cable, and I don't even watch TV, but I turn on the TV, and if anybody knows me, I am a superhero, the Marvel comic fan. I wasn't too much into DC comics as a kid, but I was definitely a Marvel comics person. And you remember the movie X-Men? Um, they had several movies, but when Jane, she was, I think she was a very powerful X-Man because she had similar superhero powers such as Professor X. Earlier on in the previous movies, she was practicing and learning, and Professor X was teaching her how to use her power of telepathy, mind reading. And I think that's very powerful. But then there was I can't remember the titles of the movies, but uh, it went back to how Wolfman, Wolverine was created in a laboratory, how his body was created, and these are all these kids that were being experimented on. So Jane sacrificed herself to lift the plane up so they can fly off towards the end of the movie. And stay with me here. And towards the end of that movie, everybody thought Jane was dead. And then at the end clip, she was in the ocean, rising up. And then the next movie, Jane Kent was materialized, but her memory was foggy, and she wasn't quite sure who and what she was, but she was very powerful. That she was at the touch, um, uh, dematerializing people. She killed Cyclops, and I don't think she did that intentionally. But anyway, as the story went on, um, what's the guy? Um, who I can't remember everybody's names. I know who I'm talking about, but you know the stroke brain. Um, the not the professor, but the other guy who was able to conduct metal. He was a human magnet. He took her under her wing because he already knew what Professor X knew, that Jane was very powerful. So go back and watch those X-Men movies. So the thing is, the Phoenix rose from the ashes. And for me, a stroke survivor rises from the ashes. We remember who we were, but we are no longer the same. And we continue to rise, not to go back to what we were, but we continue to rise higher than what we were before, more powerful than what we were before. And I know for the new stroke survivors that it doesn't seem that way, but it gets better every day. I'm almost to my 4-year stroke anniversary on October 3rd, and I can look back and see my progress. I can also remember where I had so much I had so much depression because I thought I'd lost everything. The material things can always come back, you know, but your memory is still intact. Your intellect is still intact. And in fact, with me getting better, I thought I read a lot before, but now I have time to read a lot. And I got time to finish my book. I'm trying to. So that's why I call myself a phoenix rising. I have risen above the ashes. I came from hell. I came from the deep state. I looked at death and rose up. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope that helps someone. It's not over until it's over. And every day, every single day is a day to get better and do better. Just take one day at a time, because yesterday is gone, tomorrow is not here yet, and right now is all we have. So, oh, I got it upside down. Rise from the ashes, Phoenix rising. I hope that makes sense. Have a wonderful, enchanting week. I see you next week. Peace, love, and light. And my name is Trazana Staples, and I had a stroke. I am a stroke survivor. I am a Phoenix rising. Thank you for tuning in. Talk to you later.